What's going on, everybody? This is your evening update. Welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. My name is Hunter. We have a major Arctic outbreak that is likely to bring the coldest temperatures since either 2019 or 2021 to the United States, followed by what looks to be a major winter storm somewhere across the deep south and up the East Coast as we go into next week. So we're going to be diving into everything that you need to know in this weather forecast. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and follow along with all of my daily updates. We'll have another update for you tomorrow, late morning, early afternoon. Make sure to turn on post notifications for that video and any live streams we have in the future. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, and also share this video on social media to get the word out there. I definitely appreciate it. Let's look here at our temperatures as we go into tonight. Our anomalies, we are colder across the east. We're starting to warm up in southern Canada and the upper Midwest tonight as well. Looking here at our low temperatures starting off tomorrow morning as you're heading off to work or school. Seeing here our temperatures are into the 20s and the 30s out there, not as cold as the previous couple of nights. And looking here at our wind chills, also not as cold as our past couple of nights, as wind chills will be into the single digits and the teens, but the coldest of the air will be over here in Quebec and the northeast of the United States with temperatures below zero with our wind chills Thursday morning. We are going to see a brief warm up as we go into late this week. As you see on Thursday here, you see a lot of reds and oranges on here. Those are above normal temperature anomalies, and those will continue into Friday, especially from the Great Lakes like Lake Superior all the way down here to Texas. And those will be the nice days that we need to wash the salt off of our vehicles as well. So Thursday afternoon, notice the freezing line going all the way up here into Minnesota, Wisconsin, the Dakotas here, and even into Michigan. South of there, temperatures are well above freezing, likely into the 30s and into the 40s. As we go into Friday morning, a warmer start than normal here as we see above normal temperatures to start the day. We might not get below freezing in a lot of the areas here in the plains. And then Friday afternoon, another tick upward with our temperatures above 40 degrees, perhaps all the way up towards areas of Rochester, Minnesota, maybe southern Wisconsin into the Madison area, and even parts of northwest Iowa into places like Fort Dodge and Ames. Something to keep an eye on there. And that is going to go to work on our snowpack. We actually did see a big winter storm. If you remember, a couple weeks ago, we had a blizzard warning across northeastern Kansas and northwest Missouri. Those areas got dumped on with 18 to 24 inches of snow. We have since melted a little bit of that snowpack, but we still have significant snow on the ground. And notice between now and then going into Friday night, we're going to really start to dwindle that snowpack down, only seeing a couple of inches on the ground by the time Friday night rolls around with those warm temperatures in place. Looking at our precipitation going through the rest of the night, we do have some snowfall across the Great Lakes, some rainfall down here near New Orleans, Gulfport, Mississippi, and into Mobile, Alabama. Something to keep an eye on for tonight. No severe weather or anything like that, but just some wetter weather to wet the pavement down there near the Gulf Coast. Going into Thursday, we have some snowfall across the lakes, Michigan, and over here into eastern Ohio, West Virginia, especially the Appalachians, and then into Pennsylvania, western New York State. Some of this could be lake effect enhanced as well, and that will continue into the day on Friday. And we also have some rainfall Friday from around Tulsa, Oklahoma City, and down toward areas west of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Looking at snowfall going through Friday, January 17th, we see the heaviest snows up here in Ontario and Canada, but also across the Great Lakes. We could be seeing on average around 1 to 3 inches worth of snow, a little bit higher of totals there from western Maryland and down the Appalachian chain there into West Virginia, maybe some 4 to 7 inch totals as we go through Friday timeframe. Travel, as far as that's concerned, through Friday, January 17th, really not looking at any big travel restrictions. This isn't a blockbuster snow or anything like that. Unless you're near the lakes, we have more of those minor, moderate travel disruptions as we go into the Great Lakes region or even in the Appalachians from southwest Pennsylvania, western Maryland, and down there into West Virginia. Let's look at this weekend. We have another quick-hitting storm system that'll be moving through in the flow here, 1,004 millibar low over eastern Lake Erie. That could promise some more snow up there into areas near Lake Erie, Pennsylvania, into Buffalo, Orchard Park, New York, Watertown, New York. A lot of those areas that traditionally get lake effect snow could get those as well. Akron, Ohio, Pittsburgh, Toledo, Detroit, you guys could also see some snow. A little bit further south, warmer air, and we could be seeing a mix of rain and snow, or just all rain further south here toward Georgia and the Carolinas Saturday. Looks like we change over that rain over to snow on the backside here across New York down into Pennsylvania Saturday Saturday night. Sunday, another weak signal here of a system. West Virginia, Kentucky, all the way here into Northern Virginia. Maybe an inch or two of snow there, and going into Sunday night as well. These aren't going to be blockbuster snows, but just enough here to where we could see enough to shovel across the eastern U.S. through the weekend. So here we go. We got a little bit of some energy out here to the west across the Rockies. Don't want to forget our friends over here in Montana, Wyoming, or Colorado. We could see a couple of inches over here as well, but the main flow is going to be in the east, and that's where we could have 1 to 3 inches worth of snow Saturday the 18th into Sunday the 19th here, just enough to shovel and make the roads slick out here. So again, take it slow on the roadways this weekend. Looking up into Canada as well, into Quebec, we do have some snowfall. This will probably be where the heaviest snow will fall this weekend, on the order of around 2 to 5 inches. So if you're in Quebec, you're going to probably be seeing a little bit of snow as we go into the weekend. Then the floodgates open. This could be the coldest, most widespread Arctic outbreak we've seen in several years. As we go into Saturday, we have temperature anomalies in the purples here that are showing up. 40 degrees below normal as we go into Saturday. Gets even worse, more widespread as we go into Sunday here. Those are temperatures, again, 40 degrees below normal in the purples and pinks. And then Martin Luther King Day on Monday, the 20th, we're going to see really extreme temperature anomalies from normal. 50 degrees below normal across the plains, the Front Range, even up here in the Midwest and the Ohio Valley. That's some interesting stuff. And looking here at the Arctic front that comes through, that's already going to be off the East Coast, down here into southern Florida, off the Gulf Coast, and entering into places like northern Mexico at this point by Monday, Martin Luther King Day. And let's look at those high temperatures. Yes, these are highs Saturday afternoon. Notice behind that front, we're going to be seeing temperatures quickly back into the teens, single digits, if not the single digits, below zero up here in North Dakota and northern Minnesota. Factoring in the wind, yes, the wind chills will be down into the 10 to 20 degrees below zero range up here into the northern plains, upper Midwest, with the real dangerous air, 30 to 40 degrees below zero up here into Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Ontario Saturday. As we go into Sunday afternoon, yes, these are highs, single digits to teens below zero for highs across parts of Montana, Wyoming, the Dakotas, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, with the single digit line going all the way down here into places like the Central Plains into the Ohio Valley, and the wind chills will start to get dangerously, if not life-threatening, cold here, minus 25 to minus 35 degrees below zero up here to the north. This could pose the risk for widespread wind chill advisories, wind chill warnings, and frostbite that could occur in about 15 minutes time. And then as we go into Martin Luther King Day on Monday, look at this. I haven't seen this really ever since I've been tracking weather here. 1055 high pressure. That is a true Arctic high pressure system. And look at this, folks. If we look at the 850 millibar, which is your low level temperature, and look at the entire globe of the Earth, this is the coldest temperatures on Earth besides Siberia in the upper Midwest as we go into Monday, Martin Luther King Day, as we go into next week. So that's just some crazy stuff. And just going back here to 2019, to the widespread Arctic outbreak that we saw there, between January 29th and the 31st, we saw wind chills that were down to 60 or even 65 degrees below zero. I don't think we're going to see it that extreme, but definitely gives you an idea. We can see these extreme, very cold outbreaks. And looking here even back at the 2021 Arctic outbreak between February 6th and the 18th, and you can see that did also spill all the way to the Gulf Coast. And again, not to say that we're going to repeat this exact same thing either, but it just gives you an idea. These do happen every couple of years, but they definitely do pack a punch. Monday afternoon, here are your highs. We're in the teens below zero, maybe even some areas into northern Minnesota and North Dakota that might not even get above minus 20 for highs Monday afternoon, and those will be the areas that have wind chills all day long, 40 degrees below zero or colder, maybe even pressing up near 45, 50 below, and some of these numbers may be conservative here, so something to keep an eye on. I think our saving grace from any real Arctic air that we saw back in 2019 or 2021 here in the upper Midwest is our lack of the snowpack, right? In the Twin Cities, Chicago, Milwaukee, Des Moines, we haven't had a lot of snow on the ground, and that is definitely going to kind of save us from the, the real potency of what we could have seen here on Martin Luther King Day. That colder air beyond the next few days there as we go into next week, Tuesday, January 21st through Sunday the 26th, colder air will settle in across the Gulf Coast and into the eastern U.S., and that will set up a storm track Down further to the south as we go into next week, and this could be an active storm track with a winter storm potential and a major winter storm potential at that. You can see here in the European model for Tuesday has all that freezing rain all the way down to perhaps New Orleans, Lake Charles, Houston, Victoria, Texas, snowfall breaking out from Tyler, Texas into Shreveport, Monroe, Jackson, Mississippi, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, and Atlanta, seeing some snow next Tuesday. And then it suppresses the cold air as we go into Wednesday and then kind of zips across a bunch of energy as we go Wednesday into Thursday, and then Friday kind of suppressing the energy further off the coast to the Gulf of Mexico. And then looking at the GFS model, it does agree that Tuesday we do have a lot of high pressure. This is cold, dry air at first, and it does agree that Wednesday is going to be cold and suppressed as well. And then the GFS gets interesting. On Thursday the 23rd next week, it actually is different than the European model and a little bit further north, but it does bring a potent winter storm to places like the Ohio Valley, down here towards Tennessee, with an ice storm breaking out across northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, rainfall further to the south. And then a big winter storm with snow and crippling ice here up into the portions of the Ohio, Tennessee River Valley and into the Northeast. And here looking at the European model, it's further south and definitely more suppressed toward the Gulf Coast. Still could be seeing a few inches worth of snow between Tuesday the 21st and Friday the 24th. And the ice storm threat could be notable as well, even down as far south as North Florida. The GFS model a lot further to the north and more bullish on the snowstorm potential between that same time frame, Tuesday, January 21st and Friday, January 24th, with over a foot of snow here in the parts of the Mid-South, the Tennessee, Ohio River Valley, and up into the Northeast, with a notable ice storm near the I-95 corridor, all the way down here with cold air damming into Virginia, Western Carolinas, Atlanta metro, and perhaps back into northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, with a formidable ice storm. So we'll have to see how it shakes out here and how the models behave over the next few days. We'll give you the best trends we can. Looking at probabilities of an inch or more snow through Friday, January 24th, which is next Friday, seeing those increase down here as far south as southeast Texas, northern Louisiana, and central Mississippi, all the way across the Gulf Coast states through Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas, and Virginia even as well. 60-70% chance of an inch or more snow through that time frame. Even here from East Texas all the way to the Carolinas and Virginia, we're still seeing a 30-50% chance of even 3 inches or more of snow. And then looking at 6 inches or more snow, still hanging on to around 10-30% chance over here across Virginia, the Carolinas, and eastern Georgia. So to take away from this, a major winter storm is going to follow up our Arctic outbreak here as we go into next week, and this could bring some historic snowfall totals or ice totals to the far south potentially as we go into next week. That is certainly on the table, and we'll be tracking it right here for you on this channel. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below and follow all my daily updates as we go further along here. We'll give you all the trends, all the details that you need to know. So subscribe to the channel, like the video by giving it a thumbs up, leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. Of course, I'll be able to answer those. And also importantly, make sure to share this video with friends, family, and on social media. And I hope everyone has a warm rest of their Wednesday out there.